When I was a little girl, about 3 or 4 years old, my mom told me the story of when I was little. I would ask her, "Mommy, do you love me?" And she thought it was so funny, such a funny question. And sometimes she'd wait to respond to see what I would do. And my response was, "Mommy, if you don't love me, then I love myself. I love myself so much." And that was my response as a little girl. And it tickled my mom to death because she was amazed that I thought of this. And she knew from that point forward that I would be okay. And I think that expression of self-love has been my personal journey. It is deeply interconnected to any spiritual practice. I think it's really hard to grow and develop in a meditation practice without self-love. Because in meditation, what happens oftentimes is that people beat themselves up about it. There's always this, I didn't meditate good enough, I have too many thoughts, I can't slow down my mind. And there's actually that self-beratement can easily happen in meditation practice because it's people tend to view it as a hard practice, and they approach it that way with like this sort of hard type A energy, which, trust me, I've had a lot of. But that doesn't really allow your practice to blossom and flower. So the key to developing in yourself is with self-love. And that is more than just like bonbons and massages and going to yoga and, taking time for yourself. It's really learning how to tend to our deep inner self, to be our true self. So often we want to receive this love from others. We want them to see us and to hear us. We want to be validated for who we really are. And in truth, nobody else can give that to you. Not unless you know who you are. And that's what meditation helps us to access. Through meditation, we can get to know ourselves deeply, and we raise our self-awareness through practice, and we can start to become aware of the way we speak to ourselves, how we speak to ourselves, how we approach ourselves. Is it kind and generous and open and friendly, or is it hard or even nasty or mean? And this is one of the first ways that meditation really helps us to access this self-love, is first becoming aware of our self-talk. And that's the first way. And secondly, it's getting to know ourselves on a deeper level. Knowing our inner sensations, our feelings and emotions also means knowing what our true needs and desires are. And again, like I mentioned, we have these sacred needs, to be seen, to be heard, for people to acknowledge our gifts or to see those gifts. And again, we can't expect other people to see us and hear us and acknowledge and cherish us if we don't provide that for ourselves. We have to see ourselves. We have to be willing to hear ourselves. We have to be willing to cherish ourselves and our own gifts and cherish our own energy, knowing that by cherishing and acknowledging our own energy, we become a greater conduit for love and attention towards others. So meditation helps us to actively value who we truly are. And when we start to give that energy towards ourselves and not wait for other people to validate us, because in meditation we learn to trust our true inner experience. We start trusting ourselves, our perceptions, our feelings, our emotions. We trust our intuition. And once you start developing that deep trust, that's a form of self-love. And Another way that meditation helps us to access that is with knowing what we really need and what really nourishes us. What does it mean to love yourself? What does that mean to you? To me, it means the willingness to be myself, to be honest with myself, to be honest with other people, to be honest about my energy, and to do what I love, to allow myself to go to that place of what feels right, what feels truly loving. And so that might mean having boundaries, allowing yourself to focus on yourself and your own energy, and taking all the energy sometimes that we project and give so much to other people, all that love and attention, taking all that we know how to do so well and turning it towards ourselves, giving it to ourselves and feeling good about receiving that it's not selfish, it's not egotistical, it's a self-centered, self-full experience to give all that love and energy towards yourself. Imagine what you could do with that, and that the love that we unconsciously seek on so many levels that drives people to work their butt off and to prove themselves and to be productive all day long, and to, they running around trying to get validation or followers or fame or fortune, that a lot of times it's this unconscious need of this love, this source of energy that we really, really want to experience, because we kind of place it outside of ourselves. So self-love is knowing that it's all in here. And meditation helps us to connect to everything that's here. Lastly, there's a meditation practice called metta meditation. It means loving kindness. And this is the active practice of compassion towards yourself, towards somebody that you don't know very well, somebody that you really love, and somebody that really challenges you, who brings up a lot of negative energy for you. And the way this practice is done is that you focus on sending loving kindness towards yourself first. And it starts with you, because we can only give to others what we can truly give to ourselves. And for some of us, we've been taught the opposite, like give to everybody else to get my needs taken care of. Please other people so that, I'm accepted, I'm included. And this is really taking that, turning it around and saying, I'm worth it. I'm valuable. I can take up a lot of space, as much space as I can be, all of who I am, and it's not too much. So this is the practice, loving kindness. And when we really have that level of acceptance and unconditional love for ourselves, that's generous, that's abundance, that's gracious and flow, letting ourselves approach life and ourselves that way, and others, how transformative it is, how liberating that can be. So metta meditation is a very short phrase. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. And it's this wish, a prayer for everybody to experience that. Because if we don't genuinely wish that for others, how can we even have that for ourselves? And with metta meditation, we truly realize the interconnectedness of all of life. And this is a practice of self-love. So what are you going to do to really honor yourself? I guess I've redefined self-love in so many different ways. For me, it's about letting myself be in an energy, a vibration, a sanctuary of stillness, of peace. And that feels very loving, because in that space I can feel how buoyant and energetic and myself I become inside that space. And what does that mean to you? To be truly loving towards yourself, and what actions are you willing to take? Meditation is a wonderful place to, I think it's one of the strongest acts of self-love you can take, because it's all about turning your attention from outward to inward, raising your own self-awareness, creating that sacred space for yourself, healing and coming into wholeness, dropping in so that you can be the best, most connected, most real and authentic version of your own self. Because this is the practice of meditation, is being your true self. Lots of love to you.